seem to get some sort of reassurances from the Minister, Mary Mitchell O'Connor. But where do we stand at the moment?
Where we stand at the moment, Declan, people are well aware at this stage that the 68% shareholding within Ardmore Studios, which is privately owned, has been put up on the market before Christmas. The state has a share. It's certainly not a minor share. It's a 32% sharehold within Ardmore Studios, and that goes back a long number of years. Now, that share is currently held by Enterprise Ireland, which falls under the portfolio of Mary Mitchell O'Connor. So certainly it wouldn't be a natural portfolio for Mary Mitchell O'Connor. It would be better suited with Minister Humphries, who is the Minister for Jobs, Enterprise and Innovation. And people may be aware that before Christmas, back on December the 8th, there was a big initiative launched between the Minister Humphries and the Taoiseach. They launched on December the 8th around Great Ireland as a film hub, etc. So I have been asking both ministers a series of questions, and before Christmas I was successful in securing a meeting with Minister Mary Mitchell O'Connor, and that was rolled out to the other TDs, and on front of that councillors came in, as did staff of Ardmore Studios. And at that meeting she gave, really strong assurances that she was committed to Ardmore Studios, and that state sharehold within the film studios was not up for sale. She reassured us that it was being sold as a going concern, and she was committed to Ardmore. Now, I had also been in touch with Minister Humphries just to, I suppose, keep the pressure on and ensure that there was clarity around the whole issue and state's involvement in Ardmore Studios, and that it would continue into the future. And in a response I had got back from Minister Humphries, it's certainly through the whole, question of the state's involvement in Ardmore Studios into the future, right up into the air. She stated that she would be reviewing the sale of the state shareholding within the film studios in Ardmore, and certainly that contradicted previous assurances that not just TDs, not just councillors and officials within Wicklow County Council, but also staff in Ardmore Studios had got reassurances from her. So it has thrown the whole thing right up into the air again, Declan. And on foot of that correspondence from Minister Humphries, I took the opportunity to put the question directly to the Taoiseach yesterday in Leinster House. I put it to him. I asked him to make a statement on it. I asked him to reassure people right across Wicklow, and including the staff within the film studios who have really, really grave concerns. I asked the Taoiseach to give reassurances that the state was not intending of offloading their shares within the film studios, and he refused. He had an opportunity, to categorically state that the state was not offloading their shareholding, and he refused to give that commitment within the chamber yesterday.
Yeah, what exactly did he say to you?
Well, I stated to him, that I had received conflicting information from both ministers, and I asked him, to state, what is government policy on this. So he started talking about developing Ireland as a global hub for film and TV production, and they are taking clear action on ensuring all of this is going ahead. He spoke about the initiative that they launched back in December, but never once did he state that film hub, and which I totally agree with, and I asked him to state that Wicklow would be central to all of that, and he refused to give any commitment around Ardmore Studios. He said that. So
you were looking for specific, and he was given general. That's your worry?
He was given general. He was given the opportunity, Declan, to state categorically what the government position on Ardmore Studios is. He said that he didn't want to get involved in conflicting reports coming from two of his ministers, that he would talk to the two ministers and maybe ask them to issue a joint statement on it. But look, he's the Taoiseach, he's the leader of the state, and he needs to give clarity on this. And
right, you're presumably going to the meeting tonight, John. What do you hope comes out of it?
Well, I hope, firstly, I hope there's a large crowd, and in fairness to the staff in Ardmore Studios, they have done everything within their power to ensure that this is centre stage. It is very much centre stage. So I'm hoping for a large turnout there tonight, not just of members of the public, but also public representatives from around the county. And I think coming out of the meeting, we need a plan going forward to ensure that, look, number one, that there's clarity around the whole situation regarding the state's 32% sharehold, because this uncertainty is, it's soul destroying for the staff in Ardmore Studio, who do exceptional work up there, and certainly, it has to be having an impact
right.
internationally. I mean, if you were, a film producer looking at all of this going on, certainly it would raise concerns as to whether you would come in. So we need clarification from the Taoiseach, and central to that will be a plan coming out of this evening's meeting. On foot of, the lack of responses coming from the Taoiseach yesterday, I put in more questions to the Taoiseach and to the two ministers involved, Mary Mitchell O'Connor and Heather Humphries, and I've asked, and a commitment had been given for a follow-up meeting, and I've asked that meeting would be brought forward, because we were told that the first round of bidding would be coming to an end, around the end of January.
Yeah, we look forward to that development. All right, let's see what comes out of it.
We need a follow-up meeting, and we need a commitment at that meeting with not just Mary Mitchell O'Connor, but I think the Taoiseach needs to take a central role in all of this as well. So the next meeting, we need two ministers, and we need the Taoiseach present at that meeting, just to get total clarity around the state's ownership within Ardmore Studios.
Okay.
Ensure that it is, going forward, that the state continues their involvement in the film studios.
Yeah, for the sake of Bray and the people who work there. All right, John Brady, Sinn Féin, thanks very much indeed, John.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And that meeting tonight, by the way, is in the Royal Hotel at 7:30, and it's been described as the Save Ardmore Studios public meeting. So that's the Royal Hotel tonight in Bray at 7:30 if you've got an interest there, or you're worried about it, or you want to hear the views and the state of play. So tonight at the Royal Hotel, 7:30. Now, 087 77 11 103 is our number. How about a few quid? How about up to